Really? Can I fucking help you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's stream. Sorry about the late start, but with the holiday, everybody had family plans, so yeah, gotta do family first. Real life comes before gaming, as much as it pains some of us. Let's see, so last we left off, our band of brave adventurers had incapacitated the Rat King, had slain all of the toads, went back to find the Rat King missing, and have tracked his blood trail through the sewers beneath the town of Ascension. And now they have found, via digging from our amazing barbarian and bear person, a metal plate under the floor. And knowing that that is the direction the Rat King headed. Also, I'm going to throw one of our players on the spot tonight, because I was made a promise at the end of the last campaign, should I decide that I wanted it, that he would read his rendition introduction out loud on stream. Mr. Michael, take it away, Haas.
When you say it like that, I'm like, I wonder. I'm thinking you're gonna throw Cheryl under the bus. All right, let me scroll up and find it.
Oh, he's unprepared.
Mm-hmm.
I completely forgot about it too.
I did not. I liked it though, so we're doing it.
All right, give me 1 sec.
It might become a thing.
Yeah, this might be a thing. I like that. This could be a very interesting thing.
All right. Oh, I think that's your mom.
Yep, Mom has joined the call.
Oh, well, there goes the neighborhood.
Yeah, you can screw yourself. I'm just saying.
Hey, this is not a family-friendly stream. Let's keep the insults flying here.
That's right.
All right. Last time.
Keep it all in the baby.
What? Oh, shit, that's not the title. Okay. Our party of adventurers rested in the inn more about one another over dinner. That night, Morgan made contact with the god of war known as Cord, whom Novak worships, and learned that their party had earned the war god's blessing, manifesting in apparent decorative markings on the swords and armor of the group. That morning, the party was led by Grum through the cellar of the general store, avoiding a horde of rats who infested it by luring them away with wheels of cheese. Once inside, the party made short work of the rats and on their way came face to face with the Rat King himself. After a short bout with the beast, it fell to its knees, begging to be let free, as something far more sinister had dethroned the rodent royalty. Bound by the rules of combat, the barbarian Novak knocked the Rat King unconscious, and the party continued towards the new threat. Unable to wait, the party bashed down the door to an underground throne room where the Frog King and his underlings awaited. Charging headfirst into battle, Novak and Grum clashed with the king and his guards on the center stage, while Morgan and Charisma provided spell support from the sidelines. With two mighty bolts of lightning from the War Priest and the assault on the frontline fighters, the Frog King was slain and Grum was able to reclaim his crown. After looting and throne room of its contents, the party decided to end the underground menace once and for all, and began to track the Rat King to finish the job. Grum and Novak managed to track the Rat King to the opposite side of the sewers, but came up to a dead end. In their mighty struggle, the two dug through rock and stone of the sewers, finding a metal plate which to be nearby to activate the trapdoor. The party began their search.
Everybody give a round of applause for that. That was amazing.
Woo!
Thank you very much. That
Now
was
I need a drink.
absolutely worth every penny.
Oh, and you're wearing bunny ears. That's so cute.
That was worth every bit of that.
Now, the voice that he just did with the bunny ears just totally blew my mind, and I can't think now. Gotta go.
That's why I had to take the video off. It's like nobody's gonna take it serious with it on.
Yeah, no.
Alright. So, as was stated, the party began their search for their believed switch to find their way through this metal plate. Who would like to begin the investigation? Where would you like to look? What would you like to do?
Morgan is going to be standing against this back wall here, looking down at Grum and Novak, who've been digging and kicking at this plate. He's done. He's done for the day. He's ready to go.
Does the plate show anything on it? Is it just plain, or does it kind of reveal any kind of clues?
Just a large metal plate.
I guess I'll look one more time like around here to see if there's any kind of buttons or any kind of anything in here that could open it.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigation. You find a lot of dust.
Well, Novak's pretty much done then.
This has to be the only way in. I say we cave in this tunnel and come back later and explore more. He won't be able to get out, so he won't be a threat.
If you cave it in, though, how are we going to get back in?
We can move the rubble at our own pace.
Fair point, I
That
guess.
sounds like a lot of work.
Grum makes a sad bare face and looks plaintively at the plate.
There's no like lip around the plate. Nothing. It's flush with the ground.
From what you guys can see, there is still a large portion of rock and stone covering the vast majority of the plate.
We could clear off more of it. Maybe. I mean, if there's a lot of rock and stone covering it, maybe there's something we're missing.
Yeah, but I don't think the rat had to like move all this. I think he just pressed something and then ran through it.
I see what you're saying. If you went through here,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe we should just come back later, like Morgan said.
yeah.
Does it look like we can collapse something like the ceiling or some of the rocks around it? If we like blasted it?
Roll perception. See what you might notice just by taking a casual glance. So, Novak just kind of looking around the general area of the tunnels and the sewers that you are standing in. You notice there are a couple of spots in the ceiling that potentially are weak enough that if hit with enough impact, it might cause a cave-in, a collapse. The scale of which you're not entirely sure, but
We're all gonna die.
it could potentially work.
Morgan, can you ask Grum what's above us? With message?
Morgan points to the bear and casts message and asks if he knows what's
Oh,
above
no.
us.
I can understand that, by the way. I just can't speak.
Oh, cool. He has no idea. Do you know of any other way out of the sewers?
No, I only went the one way.
How freshly collapsed is all this rubble? Is it like? Does it look like it just came down, or has it been? It's been here for a while.
Oh no, that's what you look at.
I don't think there is any rubble.
Yeah, the rubble
Besides
that is
what we're
currently
creating.
on the ground is what Grum and Novak have both dug up out of the ground.
Oh, okay.
Hey. Never mind. Mm. Oh.
Hey, boo
Mm.
What is it, Bear?
Michael. Mm.
Let Tim fill in the well.
Yeah, from what's going
You
on?
broke up there, Michael.
Point at Grum. Pass message again. What's going on?
Hey, maybe he stopped somewhere, and there's somewhere else that we opened the door from. Maybe it's like around the corner or something.
It could be. But let's turn all this stuff in. I mean, you just got your crown. You don't want to potentially lose it again, do you? And you stole it from me once.
Try to kill the guy.
Oh, I'm not saying we won't kill him, but let's go put our stuff up, rest up, and then I can hurl a whole bunch more spells at him. Worked on the Frog King.
Everyone roll perception.
Would it be considered smell based?
It would be sound based.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, 7.
If it's sound based, it's definitely not that meowing. I guarantee you that.
Okay, so
That's one way to catch a rat.
Grum is very distracted by the concept of really wanting to kill the Rat King. The rest of the party, however, starts to hear a low thud. Repetitive. Rhythmic. Drums.
Shit.
We should go
Can we tell which direction the sound is coming from?
Down.
Like
below.
beneath us.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just take our way through and figure it out. Come on, people.
Are the drums like getting louder, like they're coming towards us, or are they just like the same sound
They
level?
don't sound like they're coming towards you, but they very definitively sound like they're getting louder. Like, not that they're coming towards you, but like they're getting hit harder.
Okay. Yeah, let's figure this
Has
out.
Grom ever heard drums from beneath the ground before?
No. Novak, roll a history check. Morgan as well. And Ocean, go ahead and do a history check as well for me.
Okay.
Not 20.
Although, non. Oh.
Novak, there's something familiar about this noise to you, about the sound of these drums, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Morgan, you very quickly recognize the sound of these drums. These are the type of drum sounds that you hear when there is an army coming.
Guys, we need to go.
Why?
Those are war drums. Whatever we
Okay.
did to the king, he's pissed and he's getting reinforcements.
Agreed.
But what if we could kill him before he has reinforcements?
Yeah.
Sounds like he already has the reinforcements.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's true.
That's that you hear these drums when organized and ready to march. We need to go. We got what we came for. We can deal with this later after we rest up.
Okay, so I'm seeing a trend here with this group. I'm just saying we can go back, but we tucked tail and ran from the mother beetle. We're tucking tail and running from the rat king. Are we just gonna tuck tail and run every time there's a fight to be had?
You need to pick her fights though first.
I'm not about to tuck tail and run. I mean, like, I ain't no bitch.
Grum puts his tail between his legs and starts pushing people out the corridor.
Okay, we
Anyone
can
that
leave.
would like
Fuck.
to resist,
Yeah.
It's more not like actually pushing, but kind of encouraging via shove.
okay, fair enough.
I send you over to make sure the coast is clear for the exit.
You don't see anything towards the exit.
There might also be other sewers in other places in the city, so they might not be coming out this way.
It's true. I mean, it's not like we can really take on an army. If they're war drums, armies come with war drums.
You want me to
Drum
seal
is-
the cave in?
Say again?
Did you want me to seal the cave in?
No, because I think they have other entrances.
Nah, yeah, let's just leave it.
You can barricade it from the top or something.
If
Once
they
they-
come this way,
Once they come in, they'd have to
know
come
where
in.
they're
with
coming
some
from.
time.
So are you guys bailing for the exit?
Yes, I believe that's the consensus.
Somewhat reluctantly, I guess.
Alright. So
Because it would bottleneck them as they leave here, so.
you guys make it back to the entrance or exit,
God.
depending on your look, to the cellar here. Who would like to start the process of going through the door back into the cellar?
And I just remembered that.
Grum has the cheese, right?
Yeah,
Grum has
Grum,
Tuesday.
I'm hoping. I'm
Grum
gonna.
will unshift.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'll wait by the door and motion for Grum to go first. Be like, you got the cheese.
Grum will unshift, take out his quarterstaff, catch Shillelagh on it, and then proceed with a hand in the bag.
Okay.
I don't remember what this was. This was it was a door and then the barrels, right?
Yep.
Okay, he's gonna like crack the door open
Well,
just a
because it
titch
depends on the
and
time.
see what response there may be from the room.
Surprisingly, it is very quiet. But as the door starts to open, right in front of you is a very large rat.
Is it Bob?
It is Bob.
Alright. Grum is gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Hey Bob.
Hey, what are you doing, Grum?
I don't know, but like we're gonna come through, and we're kind of coming in a hurry. I don't want to, like step on some of your family, but you know what these drums are? Ever heard them before?
No, I've never heard the drums before. But what did you do? What did you guys do while you was in there, man? Cause I'm telling you right now, man. All my family, they left, man. They just bailed. They ran into their holes and they won't come out.
Sign up for it too. And what I did is
Turns around. Hey guys, the rats have run. We need to get out of here right now.
Hey, Maury, make sure you lock this back up.
Got it.
he's gonna pretty much like he's gonna turn around, he's gonna shoulder the door open, and he's gonna try to catch Bob.
You're gonna
So
try to
there's no other
catch
rats here?
Bob.
Yep.
Fuck. Okay, roll athletics. I need to get my dice. Shit. That's new. Oh shit. You successfully snatch Bob.
Gonna shove him in the meat sack with the cheese
And I don't mind it if they're-
and close the bag. Alright guys, go, 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 go!
I
Yeah.
sprint for the door.
Last.
Alright, so you have a
Yeah,
Bob and a meat sack.
He's got cheese.
He's fed.
And you guys are bailing out.
Nope.
Alright.
Morgan, he seller back in pocket before he follows suit, kind of holding his finger out, scanning, make sure nothing is coming after him.
Fair
Bless
enough.
you.
Thank you. You successfully lock the door, re-barricade it, and there's nothing else in the room.
Alright,
Upstairs.
I'm gonna let you go.
Go!
We should.
Grum's gonna hold up by the door until everybody gets up.
Okay.
Is there something we could put over like this? It's outside, right?
The entrance to the sewers are in the basement behind the barrels.
No, I'm like on top, like outside.
Oh yeah, the entrance to the basement.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Cellar
think like a storm cellar. It's kind of that angled wooden doors with stone built up around the angled wooden doors.
Do we want to put something over it? Over the doors? Or do we want to just leave them? And see what comes through?
I guess maybe we should warn the guard about this and have them lock it up. Have them post a guard here.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go see if Marcus is back on his hunt.
We need to kind of. I think we need to tell everybody. You know, so nobody's ever gone down there and actually, killed something and come back. This is kind of a first.
As you guys are discussing trying to talk to people, you hear Marcus very loud coming from the center of the town here. Everyone out! Pack your things! Get to the boats! Go!
I think they already know what's going on.
Mate, yeah, it's
You're breaking up really bad, Morgan.
yeah. I'm having bad connection issues. I don't know why either.
Try disconnecting and reconnecting from the channel. Sometimes that helps.
All right, back.
You sound a little clearer.
Cool. All right.
Cody, you're robotic too.
Okay, 1 second. I'll bop out and back in as well. Wow.
Yes. So.
What's going on, Mr. Morgan? What would you like to do, sure? Uh-oh, there's typing being had.
Yeah, I can hear the type.
Oh, you can hear the typing? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear the type.
Morgan's gonna look at. No, Morgan's gonna look at Marcus. What's going on?
In order to look at Marcus, you would have to head more towards, like, here?
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna be heading towards the sound.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Well, I'll go.
Okay. As you guys round the corner of the building, you see Marcus. Very different than you've seen him before up to this point. He's wearing a full suit of plate.
Ooh.
He is carrying a halberd. And he is barking orders at everyone in the town. Basically telling everyone, if you don't need it, leave it. And get to the boats.
What in the world is going on here?
Outside of town. It's bigger than anything I've ever seen here before. It's an army. It's so many orcs.
Ooh.
Shit.
Can we get a
you
rough
help with the-
approximation of numbers here?
Grum stops in its tracks. What, like me orcs or other orcs?
Other. Excuse me.
Okay.
Other orcs,
He
Grum.
visibly relaxes.
Hundreds of them. I've never seen them in this force before.
Guys, I don't think we can fight 100 orcs.
Yeah, probably not.
Hmm.
Okay,
We
so
need some-
boats, right? Boats? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, let's make sure everybody gets on the boats first.
Can I go first?
Marcus
Sure, Drum.
looks very puzzled at you guys, seeing that you're covered in slime and dust and things from the sewers. Where have you been?
Got his crown back. Pointing to Grum.
Good.
And he kind of stops for a second and takes a good long look at Grum and realizes that, yes, the crown is in fact on Grum's head. And through a brief moment of the very militant seeming Marcus now, you see a little bit of happiness. And Grum, this is a little more the Marcus you know, shining through from what he's currently behaving.
Yeah, we didn't get him. He kind of got away, but we did kill a really big frog. You know, like the frog that I turn into sometimes? Except, imagine, like, you know, bigger. And it stood on 2 legs. And its tongue was like 60 foot long. That's a bigger number than I know, never mind.
Marcus kind of smiles and then gets very serious again. Well, that's a story you're gonna have to tell me once we're done with this. Please help me get everyone to the boats. We need to get everyone out of Ascension.
Absolutely. Is there any stragglers? Anybody on the outskirts of town that hasn't made it yet that we can go check on first?
The only people that I have not personally seen are those that stay in the inn, and Tim is missing as well.
What about Bourne?
Boren is at the docks trying to help guide people into the boats.
Who's this guy Tim? Where does he live?
Tim, that's the innkeeper, isn't it?
Yeah.
He was missing this morning.
Or no, I'm sorry.
that's
Tim
right.
is the alchemy shop owner.
Alchemist's son.
Oh, okay.
I'll go check on Tim, and Morgan just heads straight to the alchemy shop.
All right, I'll go to the inn.
Okay.
I'll go to the inn as well.
Alright, so Novak and Ocean are heading to the inn. Morgan is heading to the alchemy shop. Charisma, Grum.
Grum is gonna talk to Bob.
Okay. Right in the middle of town.
Briefly, yes.
Okay, so...
Hey, Bob. So, I don't know how you feel about boats, but that's kind of the way I'm going right now. I just kind of grabbed you because, I didn't want you to get, eaten because I kind of like you. But, I mean, if you want me to leave you here, I'll leave you here. But I'm pretty sure everything that's left here is going to die.
Now, out of curiosity, did you open the bag to talk to him, or are you talking to him
Oh, hell
through
no.
the bag?
Talking to him through the bag.
Through the bag?
Yes,
So he just looks insane making rat noises right now in town.
probably.
Okay.
He's
So...
holding the bag out in front of him, just kind of squeaking at it.
Okay, so...
And Charisma's just kind of doing this with her head, looking at him like he's grown a third head. Like, huh?
So, you hear Bob respond from inside the bag. Hey man, what's going on? Why am I in the bag?
Well, I'm kind of trying to save you, Bob.
What about Susie, man? I've been with Susie a long time. You can't just leave her behind, man. What are you doing to me? You taking me away from my family? You taking me away from my wife? You taking me away from my 100 kids? This is ridiculous, man. I thought we had an accord.
Oh, we do. But, a cord goes out window when, you're gonna die. So, you were the only one I could grab. And I can't fit 100 rats in my meat sack.
As you are in the middle of this conversation, the bag in your hand starts shaking violently and bulging.
I mean,
at all
I could let
sides.
you go. I'll let you go if you want to but you're gonna... Bob!
Make a
Fucking
dexterity saving throw.
Syntax error? What?
You broke it.
Apparently.
There it
I'll
goes.
just do dexterity check. It's the same.
Alright. With a 12, you just manage to let the bag go in time and take a step back as the bag explodes and shreds completely, dropping cheese and a man at your feet.
Grum reacts very similarly to how I just did. He just kind of stands there with a wide open mouth.
And Charisma's doing the same. She's like,
The guy that is standing
Okay.
before you.
Whacks him with a stick.
Okay, so this is great. So there's a fully nude guy sprawled out on the floor, covered in the remains of the meat sack, with cheese all around him, and Grum whacks him with a stick.
Yes, this is an appropriate reaction.
At this point, I think Charisma is the only person that is standing there, and Marcus.
Yeah.
And you all very clearly hear this man say, "Oi, what'd you hit me for?"
Bob?
Bob! Fuck did you hit me with the stick for?
what the hell are you doing in the bag?
He put me in the fucking bag.
You
What the fuck are you doing with Bob?
I am Bob!
Oh, then you should
You
be
don't
used
sound
to
the
it.
same. Not that I heard anything but chirp, 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 chirp.
Well,
Whatever, mouse
forgive
squeak,
me for
squeak.
being turned into a bloody fucking rat.
Well, why are you not a what? Wait, are you like me?
No, I'm not a bloody druid. I can't change shapes of my own will.
Okay, well, how did you just change shapes now?
Well, I don't know. But the bloody motherfucker that turned me into this piece of shit fucking rat, I don't know. Maybe he's
So you
dead.
weren't a rat before, but you then were a rat, and now you're back to you?
Bingo bango, you figured it out.
Fabulous. So tell me again about your rat wife, and oh, I don't know about that. All I heard was
Squeaker,
squeak,
squeaker,
squeak.
squeaking.
Fuck.
Also, like, not a rat, and all the others? Is that where all the town people are?
Look, Grump. So, when I got turned into a rat and my wife got turned into a rat, well, it didn't stop the urges, so we ended up with offspring, and to be honest with you, I couldn't say one way or the other if they're still baby rats or if they're people. But, yeah, things happen. What are you gonna do?
Bob?
So do you think that they're all people again now too? Or rats and she's a people? I'm really confused.
So, Bob, there's something I learned really early on. It's that if you turn into something small and you go into a hole and then you turn back into yourself, it doesn't work out so good.
At this, Bob, buck-ass naked, stands up and goes running for the cellar.
Grum looks at Charisma with a very kind of sad look.
Do we help get people out, or do we help
I'm gonna go help
the
Bob.
rat man save his hundreds of people, rats, things? Yeah. Okay, let's go help Bob.
It's gonna be bad down there.
It's probably gonna be very bad. I turn and look at,
Marcus?
yes, I turn to look at Marcus and say, we're gonna go follow the rat, not rat guy. So if the rest of the people come back can you just let them know we went downstairs again?
As,
You know, so somebody can find our body should we not make it back.
as you are sitting there and having this conversation with Marcus, you realize that he is standing there, arms limp at his sides, jaw almost touching the ground, and just very confused about what
Okay.
just happened.
Charisma's just gonna reach over and smack him up, across the face and say, "Hey, wake up! I'm talking to you. When the people come back that I was with, that went to help your people get out of town, let them know we went downstairs to save the rat man and his family." I don't know. Let's not go there. We're just tell them, okay?
He looks very confused and just nods.
Okay. Well, we have a 50-50 chance. Let's go, Grum.
As Grum passes the general store, he's gonna yell for Morgan. Hey, Morgan! We might need help! Cellar!
We're going back down!
Okay. Now, quick transfer here. We're gonna bop to Morgan.
Okay.
Alright, you are now inside of the alchemy shop.
Do I see Tim in the general area?
Roll perception to see if you notice anything through the typical cloud of kind of fog that's inside the alchemy shop.
It's me. And hang on, give me 1 second because I have
A bird.
PewDiePie.
Okay. The only thing that you notice is there is stuff everywhere. Potions are all over the floor, scattered and spilling and creating a large fog. Shelves are knocked over, glass is broken. And you hear a lot of rustling noise coming from the back half of the shop.
Head straight to the back half.
Okay?
You know, as I do, I'm calling out, Tim, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm getting my things. I need to get to the boats. So many valuables. So many things I need. God, there's never enough time.
I will kind of push my way into the back room to where I can see him and point to my owl. Whatever very important you need, grab quick. I'll store it.
He raises an eyebrow, reaches down behind the counter, and picks up this huge fucking trunk of shit. And sets it on the counter. Give me 5 minutes. And then he runs into the back room.
Alright, do I see any books or whole potions in where I'm standing?
You do not. It looks like the front half of the shop has been completely ransacked at this point.
Were you robbed?
Nope, just trying to gather all the valuables. Just a minute. Roll perception one more time.
What kind of perception? Like visual or
Audio.
oh, then yeah, that one I get him too. I just need to keep Nick up. We don't hear shit.
You guys don't hear shit.
Yeah.
Probably because of the noise that's being made in the back room. Okay. Quick flip over to Ocean and Novak. You guys are making your way to the inn.
Yes.
Yep.
Alright. As you go into the inn, the front desk is completely emptied.
I'm shocked.
There's nobody there. But you hear a lot of noise coming from the dining area.
Alright, I'll run there then.
Yeah. Follow.
Okay. Inside of the dining area, you guys very quickly see Sylvia, the young boy from that morning, running around like crazy, gathering what little belongings they have out of the inn.
It's time to leave now. Let's go. Orcs are approaching as we speak.
Sylvia shoots you a very unhappy look. You think we don't know? We're working on it. We were told to gather only what we need. We don't have much.
Then let's go. Should be simple. Should be easy.
What are they grabbing, by the way?
You see her specifically grabbing a couple of pictures, drawings of different people, and the little boy has got a little sack that he's using to pick up like a couple of just general knickknacks off of the shelves. It doesn't look like anything extremely valuable, but you get the feeling that these are very important to these two people.
Alright, we've grabbed enough stuff. We have to head out here now before it's too late.
She nods, runs over to the bar, and reaches behind and grabs one bottle really quick on her way to you.
Alright.
Alright, are we ready? Let's go, 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 go.
Okay?
Is anyone else in here?
No, it's just us. Everybody else left this morning.
Right, let's head out of here.
Yep.
Alright.
Quick and easy.
Yep, very quick, very simple.
This morning?
When you guys left after breakfast to go to the cellar. that time frame would have been morning. So you guys all leave the inn. As you do, roll perception checks. Novak. You hear Charisma shouting, "We're going back to the cellar. We could use some help."
Right, I'm gonna tell Ocean and have him. We'll run over there.
I'll follow Novak.
I'm gonna take my weapon out, ready to attack. Thinking maybe the Rat King came back or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow suit. Seeing him do that, I'll kind of draw my sword. Put my shield on.
Alright. So, the four of you all end up kind of running into each other at the back of the building. Cellar doors thrown wide open.
Hi guys. So, remember how I said there was a rat named Bob? Rat named Bob is actually a person named Bob that was turned into a rat but isn't a rat anymore. And his wife Susie was also a rat. And then when they were rats, they had rat babies. And now Susie, Bob's, he went back down there.
Lead the way.
You should have seen it. Like, he just came, he was little, and in the meat bag, the smelly meat bag, you know, Grum's meat bag, and he just burst out, and there was like this person and cheese and stuff everywhere. It was crazy. But now we gotta go help.
Alright.
My meat bag.
Sure, why not? Let's go.
Quarterstaff out. Grummel. Proceed.
Alright. So, you guys go back down into the cellar. And there is a naked Bob on his hands and knees clawing at holes in the sides of the walls. Just little bitty fuck off holes like he's trying to get in. I wish I was still a fucking rat. How am I supposed to get to my family?
Can I do a
Okay, first of all, you're gonna hurt yourself doing that, and I'm gonna turn to Novak and say, and second of all, see, I told you!
What were you saying, Novak?
I want to do a perception check, like in one of those holes. See if I can see any rats or anything in there.
Go for it.
If I can see blood.
Now, while that's going on and he's doing his perception check, I'm gonna turn and look at Grum and say, Grum, can't you, like, do the rat thing and go see if you can get through the hole and tell his family he's out here?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I can do that. Hey, Bob, did Susie, anybody respond? Were they down there?
Look, they're not saying anything to me. I can't get in there. I'm too damn big now.
Can I see anything?
You see darkness in the holes. Right? It's just dark and small.
Yeah, Grum, if you can get in there and take a look.
Okay. Is Speak with Animals still up?
How long does it last? 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Wild shape into a rat.
Alright.
Slightly green rat. Then we'll proceed into the hole.
Alright. So, Grum, as a rat, goes scurrying into the hole in the wall. As you go scurrying through, you notice on your little rat paws, about 20 feet into the hole, that it's starting to get a little sticky and wet.
Sniff, lick.
Pretty unsure. Go ahead and roll intelligence. See if you can figure out what it is that you're sniffing and licking. You ain't got a clue, man.
Tastes good.
You've had worse.
It's alright. Kind of pickle jelly. Proceeds down the hall, I guess.
Alright. As you proceed down the little hole, you notice that the liquid is starting to kind of build up over your paws, getting thicker.
He's gonna call out and rat. Anybody in there?
No response.
Oh, this is good. Continues down the hall.
Alright. As you continue down the hole, you bump into a dense, solidity that you wouldn't have imagined to be in this hole. It's not hard, but there's definitely something in the way.
Is it cheese?
Oh, it's not cheese.
Is it the other thing?
It very probably is the other thing.
Okay, we're gonna back around and kind of leave.
So, Grum,
Were there any other twists or turns? Any other directions that you could kind of weasel down?
nope.
Alright, then he will just come back out.
Okay. You rat your way out.
As he's doing that, I'm gonna just, Bob, is it, what were you doing when you were turned into a rat?
I don't know. Living life like a rat. What else was I supposed to
Okay.
do?
No, I mean, like, before you were turned into a rat, you know, when you were still human, the first time?
I was a sailor. I used to run the biggest ship that went from Neverwinter to here.
How long ago did this happen to you?
I don't know. Time's a little bit wonky when you're a rat.
You remember the year it happened?
No clue, mate. It's been a long time.
You know who did it to you?
Some weird dude in blue robes.
Blue robes?
Yep. Walked
Do you
into a
remember
store
why?
one day. Next thing I know, he says he didn't like the way I was talking. Poof! Turned me into a fucking rat.
And how did your wife get involved in this?
She was with me when we was there. Next thing I know, we wake up, we're rats, we're in the fucking goddamn sewers.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess just wait for Grum to come back.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh lord, things are happening.
Sorry, while y'all were doing that, I was trying to mess with my router to see why everything was going so slow.
Grum brought up a interesting side note, DM to players here. By an awkward technicality, You have officially turned in your quest for the crown, so you are all level 3.
Level 3!
Mission accomplished, guys.
Oh, yes.
So,
Up-doo-doo.
you are
Do we heal
officially
up,
level
then?
3 should you decide to be. However, in order to have access to anything that would take a rest, you will still need to take a rest to have access to that.
Okay.
So if your
Okay.
number of rages increase, you still have the same amount of rages you did prior, wild shapes,
Spell
things like that.
slots, etc. Yep.
But for stats, you are level 3. On that note, we're about halfway through our playtime. Let's go ahead and take a quick 5 minutes, 10 minutes, let you guys get your paperwork set up, I suppose.
Yeah, Morgan's good.
Does anybody need time to get situated?
No, I think I'm pretty good.
Actually, no.
Not particularly.
Okay, cool. Well, then we can go ahead and go for the next hour without taking a break if you guys want. If you're up for it.
Sure.
I'm very.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm good.
Go for it.
Alright. So, as you guys are all sitting there and Bob is very confused and he keeps like getting down and looking in the hole hoping to see something, Grum starts to make his way back out.
When he gets out, he'll unwild shape.
When he comes back out,
Well-
his rat, is he covered in blood?
Yeah. Like there's no real need to roll perception on this. Once he comes out into the light where you can see him, there's a lot of blood.
I'm gonna try to turn Bob away and try to avert his eyes, I guess.
Grum, did you hurt yourself?
Roll a strength check, because at this point he's going to be a little frantic, wanting to know what happened.
I'm not trying to hurt him, though. I just
Right,
wanna-
you're just trying to kind of direct him away.
Yeah.
You successfully managed to kind of turn him away and start dragging him. He's fighting you on it. He's definitely not wanting to be turned away. And the whole time he's screaming, "What did you find? Where is she?"
Charisma is going to be checking Grum for injury. Did you hurt yourself? What's going on? Why are you... Is that yours?
I think. Well. So
Are you still a rat?
you're-
Because you're not talking words I can understand if you are.
Oh. Yeah, he unshifts. I think, yeah, there were. I think, it wore off while she was in the hole. I'm sorry, Bob. You kind of get squished.
Bob
Just one or like 100
goes
ones?
to drop to his knees and
Whoa.
starts sobbing.
I called. But, yeah, no.
So-
We're gonna find out who did this.
I wonder if it had anything to do with the drumming.
I doubt it.
Let's go.
I'm gonna head out of the
We
cellar.
still have to go. Let's get him some clothes in the general store and get him on a boat. I assume Bob is not very responsive.
No, he's like very limp and just sobbing uncontrollably at this point.
And attempt to lift him up, and get him on his feet and start walking him.
Based on what I think I heard Novak say, between the two of you, that's a very easy task.
I'm actually gonna go head out of here first and try to find Morgan. We talked to him before he sees Bob.
Okay. So we're going to quickly bop back to Morgan here. Oh,
Yeah.
wait. What is Charisma doing?
Charisma's trying to put stuff in the thing and it just punched.
Okay. I didn't know
I
if you were trying
meaning
to
to.
do
Sorry.
things or not.
No, but I have that now. Yay.
Back to Morgan.
Okay. I will have followed into the back room to see if I can help because I'm trying to speed him along.
Okay. So, going into the back room, you see a very small room. And it's dark, but there is a light in the center of the table. A blue orb of light in the center of the table. You see him just opening drawers and gathering things.
Is he putting them into a bag or what's he doing?
No, he's just stuffing them under his arms.
I open up my bag and I'm like, here, put them in here so you don't lose anything.
He looks at you, raises an eyebrow. I wasn't born yesterday, young lad. I may not see these things again if I give them to you. They'll go in my trunk. And continues to just kind of grab things and shove them under his arms.
What can I do to help? We need to hurry so we can get out of here.
Almost done. Just one last thing. And he reaches down and grabs the trunk that he had brought out originally that you had seen him set on the table.
Yeah.
And he starts to he starts to kind of head towards the door into the main room, kind of towards you.
Yeah, I'll back out of the door and head towards the first trunk that he set out and go to pick it up.
He kind of waves his hand and says, "No need to worry about it. I've got it. I just needed to get a few more things." And goes over and throws a couple of things into the trunk and makes a few motions of his hands, muttering a few words under his breath, and the trunk shrinks down to about the size of a billfold.
Yeah, no, that speeds things up. You ready? Come on.
Yep.
Marcus is waiting outside.
And he grabs his billfold-sized trunk, stuffs it in the inner pocket of his robes, and follows you towards the door.
Is Robert already at the boats?
I would assume so. He's a smart lad. Marcus is pretty good at directing people.
Morgan snaps his fingers and Nick flies off his shoulders and starts heading towards the docks to make sure.
Okay.
And then yeah, we're outside, I guess.
Okay. And about the time that it would have taken to get that, you've made it outside. I'd say they're probably still down in the basement of the sewer. So when you walk outside, Marcus is standing there very slack-jawed and confused looking. And there is a bunch of goo and cheese and busted up bits of leather all over the ground.
Morgan's gonna kind of look at that for a second and just shake his head. Marcus, Tim's secure. What's left?
You're getting no response out of Marcus at this point. He is pretty much catatonic.
I'm going to cast message and scream in his head, Marcus!
He kind of shakes his head. What happened? Sorry. That weird. Yeah, what?
Tim secured. What's left?
Get to the boats. I think something about the general store, cellars, strange man, rat, not a rat, explosion, cheese, goo.
Huh?
Everybody else went to the general store cellars.
Oh, fuck. Great. Alright, and Morgan will head up towards the...
Okay. Tim kind of just goes over and is like patting Marcus on the shoulder and trying to figure out what the fuck happened. You guys all proceed, or you proceed to the general store, the back half. And as you are getting to the back half of the general store, Novak comes walking up and out.
Morgan, we secured the inn. That Bob the rat was actually a person.
A person?
Yes. He said someone in blue robes changed him into a rat. And his family members, all the rats that would hide in a hole, changed as well. And they didn't make it.
Would I know about the polymorph spell and its association?
Roll Arcana? Yeah, you've heard of it.
Do I know if Morgan's robes, stuff he wears, if that's part of his organization?
Morgan?
It's not. He follows the Red Knight, so essentially they all wear red. He wore blue because he was sent off on his own to do shit. So he keeps his emblem, but he picked out a set for himself.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking that like maybe all your people were in blue or something, and it could possibly be one of your people.
Oh, yeah, no. So the general. Wait, you mean to tell me all them rats downstairs were people?
I believe so.
Are they dead?
Yeah. So Bob's he's pretty upset right now.
Fuck it, we don't have time. Is he still down there?
Yeah, they're taking him out now. They were talking to him as I left.
Sorry.
Morgan's gonna walk around to see if what they're doing, if they're bringing him out or not.
At this point, yeah, I'd say Grum's doing a pretty good job of half carrying, half coaxing Bob out of the cellar. Charisma and Ocean. What are you guys? Are you guys just kind of following, helping, laughing hysterically, crying?
Actually, I want to know, when he shifted, did all of the blood come off of Grum?
No. I would say not.
I'm gonna take my canteen and start sprinkling it on him. Over his head.
Ocean is kind of just thinking about what probably happened, so he's kind of lost in thought following.
Okay.
Looking around at the different people, Grum, somewhat empathetic, will pointedly look at Ocean and say, Ocean, hey, can you go get clothes?
Ocean sort of like snaps out of his train of thought for a second. Clothes. Yeah. Fuck. Where should I go get clothes?
In the store.
In the store.
Around the
Yeah.
corner.
Sure. Yeah. And Ocean just kind of like walks off to the. What do you say? Around the corner.
General store.
Okay. Ocean is sort of like finally snapping back, goes over into the general store and just sort of searches for any sort of set of clothes he can find.
Roll investigation. See what kind of clues you find.
For this naked man.
You find very nice clothes.
Fuck yeah. Ocean just grabs them and then runs back around to the back of the house and tosses them at Grum and the now human Bob.
Alright, so the clothes that hit the ground in front of Grum's feet and Bob's feet are a pair of purple silk pants,
Ooh.
a purple silk shirt, and a red, can't quite tell what it's made out of, cloak.
I hope these fit, fellas.
Entrance?
Okay. Bob, you know, your bits are hanging out, and that's not appropriate when we're not in animal form. I've been told this a lot. So, you wanna look like a fruity sailor?
So Bob, like, half sobbing, becomes just aware enough to, very quickly, like, half-heartedly clothe himself in the fruity sailor outfit.
Patiently tries to, I guess.
So, while this is all going on, because Charisma's like totally not happy that Grum is covered in blood, she's going to clean him with prestidigitation.
Okay. So the blood just kind of poof, vanishes from Grum.
Fuzzy.
And this is probably the cleanest any of you have ever actually seen Grum.
Why does everything sting?
Oh, jeez.
Where'd my dirt layer go?
It's alright, Grum. This is how you're supposed to be.
I'm not sure about this. Oats?
Okay, so I then wave my hand and use prestidigitation again just to put a thin layer of grime back on him without the blood.
Okay.
Okay, much better, thank you.
Better? Okay.
Alright, guys, we need to go. Morgan's gonna kind of do a quick flip into Nick's eyes to see the boat, just to get a general idea of how ready they are to go.
They look pretty ready to go. There's a lot of people on the boats. You see Tim's son on the boat. You see Boren kind of helping direct and guide people to where they need to be. And the boats are prepping to pull ropes and get ready to go.
All right, guys, we need to head out double time. They're about to leave.
Agreed.
Let's go!
Yeah, sure.
Support Bob.
Okay.
And, well,
Okay, so as you guys all head back towards the docks, I need you all to roll a perception check.
Why is it
And this will be close Morgan because Nick's not here.
Because you gotta see if you see things, man.
We're doing pretty good, girl.
Oh, God.
And unfortunately, you don't get the benefit of Nick because he is at the dock.
Yeah, he's at the dock, so it's just me.
However, Ocean and Morgan both notice Marcus is laying unconscious in the middle of town.
Oh, shit. Gonna run right over there.
Just grab him and go. Grab him and go.
I guess. Hold on. Why is he unconscious? And I'm just gonna try and like shake him awake.
Doesn't seem to be working.
Is he
Mm,
check to see if he's alive?
that would, yeah, we should do that.
That's what Morgan's
I
doing.
could be
Morgan,
shaking a dead man.
Roll medicine.
Morgan, medicine. All right.
Yep. See if you can check his vitals. He's not dead, but he is very unconscious.
Does he have any like wounds on him? Like it looks like he got bashed over the head with something. Any way to know how he got unconscious?
Roll investigation.
God damn.
Can't
All right.
really
What are we rolling?
investigation.
Yeah, I'll roll it real quick. But yeah, Morgan just grab him and go.
Yeah, neither of you can quite make out what happened.
Alright, yeah, I guess I gotta grab him and go. As we're leaving, I'm just kinda like keeping an eye sort of on my surroundings. Cause I don't like the fact that this guy's just passed out in the middle of fucking town square with no one around.
I will resummon Nick to me to scout around.
Okay. Is he going to be up in the air, or is he going to be...
Yeah, he's up in the air.
Weird owl thing.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception with Nick.
Okay.
Because he would probably be the only one to see anything going on in town. You guys are a little too
Come
new.
on, Nick.
19.
Alright. Nicodemus just happens to catch a whoosh of blue going towards the graveyard.
Over towards this way.
Yep.
Have him perch over here and keep an eye on whatever it is.
It heads farther. Whatever it is, all you can see is just a blur of blue. And it proceeds into the graveyard and out of sight.
Oh, that way?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Pressing matters. Nick's, or Morgan, tell Nick just to keep on them.
Does Morgan tell us or no?
No, I'm just heading out.
I'll be carrying Marcus like fireman carry, I guess.
Roll a strength check. If you recall the description of Marcus, he's a big fucking guy, and he's now wearing a suit of full plate.
Oh, he's heavy as shit.
I was gonna try to help carry him too.
If you are getting assistance, go ahead and roll again for advantage. How many people are helping carry?
Thought it was me, Ocean, and Novak.
I'm kind of half-heartedly doing it though. I'm not as committed as the other two, because I'm looking around.
He's holding his
I'm
hand.
nervous as shit. Yeah, exactly.
If that is the case, then you're not moving him much at all.
Oh.
Ocean, we need your help. Come on.
Wrong.
All right.
Grab me.
Go.
Grab Marcus.
I'll go help with, a leg.
We each get a limb.
And now we have Grum with us.
Yeah. Grum will rush over Marcus? Marcus!
We just need to get into the boat, Grum. We'll worry out about what happened later.
Cure wounds on Marcus.
Grum, you could do the bear thing again, and
We can
help
strap
it,
him to
help.
the
I
back.
can't do that
We can
again.
just. Oh,
I gotta sleep first. Cure wounds on Marcus.
we don't have time to sleep. Sorry.
He does not come back conscious, but a little of the color returns to his notable skin that is sticking out from under the plate.
Shoves a good berry in his mouth and attempts to pick him up, I guess.
Goodberry again kind of restores a little bit of the color to him. Still unconscious. Like, he's not dead unconscious, he's just out cold.
Would Morgan know it? Would Morgan know if this is a spell?
Roll Arcana.
Because I have this spell, if that's what I'm thinking.
Mm,
9. Shit.
You have the spell memorized?
Sleep? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what's going on. You have a pretty good feeling that this is what's going on.
I think he's been magically put to sleep, guys. We're not going to wake him right now. We just need to go.
Is there any way to wake him from that spell?
Not off the top of my head. Normally when I use the spell, I either kill the people or leave. And then I have to wake somebody up from it.
why would someone put him to sleep right now?
It would kind of make sense to do it right now if there's an attack coming. He's in charge of the guard.
But everybody's leaving, so he's probably going to go with them, right?
No, we have a force of orcs coming towards us, so guessing it's one of theirs. Perhaps a spy or
If
something.
they were like that close, and we went down and did all the things, and then came back up, are we even sure they're still coming?
Take a glance through Nick.
To
Yeah,
that,
can we see?
charisma, roll perception with advantage.
50 orcs just hanging out behind us.
And I still see nothing.
Oof.
It was not a very hard DC to hit. You don't hear the drums anymore.
Does Nick see?
Nope. Even looking up over the walls, you don't see any orcs.
I'm gonna turn to, sorry, I didn't move my token. I'm gonna turn to, Morgan and just say, I saw Nick fly off. Is he seeing anything? Are you seeing anything?
And snapping back out of it. The orcs are gone.
Yeah, so, can you go check the people, have Nick go check the people on the boat and see if they're awake?
I'll send Nick off, and then I'm going to turn around. I did notice somebody running to the graveyard. Somebody wearing blue robes.
Off to the graveyard then.
You said blue?
Bob said blue robes. Before him and his wife were no longer rats.
Ocean's just going to take off to the graveyard.
Morgan's following Ocean.
I'm following.
Yeah, I'm gonna just make sure Marcus is
In the graveyard.
semi-safe
in
and
the-
follow them.
As safe as you can be in an empty town while unconscious.
Grum is not following. He's attempting to drag Marcus. Bob, help me!
Bob is a blithering mess at this point and is
Okay,
like
at least don't go anywhere.
Snap out of it, man.
Yeah, he's laid down on the ground in the fetal position in front of the general store, just like clutching the clothes that are on him and bawling. He is still fucking out of it.
He looks nice now, though.
He does look very nice.
Yeah, he's got some snappy clothes.
He's a pretty sailor now.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Rum is just gonna try to vainly drag Marcus to the docks.
Yeah, that's not working. So you're just like tugging at Marcus's full-plated body and getting nowhere fast. Everybody else is going to the graveyard, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right.
There's something fishy going on here.
You guys appear at the graveyard. And unfortunately... No, we're good. It is laid out the right way. Ha! Alright, so this is the spot where you guys would be coming through from town.
Do we see this? Do I see anything? Like, is there a person that I can see? Some blue robes, perhaps?
You do not readily see.
Can I see if I can do a survival check to see if I see like footprints
Go
or
for it.
tracks?
Mom, are you going to drag your token in if you were following?
Yes, I am following. Sorry, I was asking a question to Martin.
Okay. You do not see any...
Well, I'm already here, so I can't drag my token in.
You can't drag your token in? You can drag it from your character sheet, Mom.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I want to take a look around. Just like... I want to start like by these... or whatever you want to call them. These like...
Sarcophagi.
Yeah, these big sarcophagi over here, and I just want to kind of start working my way down, sort of just searching the area for some kind of a clue, anything. Someone was here, obviously.
Okay. I will leave it to you.
Apparently.
Roll your choice of investigation or survival. Survival's more for like looking for obvious tracking type things. Investigation would be more looking for something out of the norm.
Yeah, survival. Because I'm trying to... Oh, that's unfortunate.
Not a clue, man.
Damn it.
Charisma's gonna turn to Morgan and say, "Can't you do that detect magic thing that you do?"
I look at her and like, that's more him, and I point over to Ocean. But I'm taking out my wand and my magical rod, and I'm kind of holding it just in case, and I want to look around, like give a good glance around.
Roll. Yeah. You see blue kind of hiding behind the tombstone this way.
I'm going to cast my last spell, cast Sleep. At that
Ooh.
location.
I'm sorry?
I'm going to cast Sleep at that very location.
Alright. Give it a go. Let's just link sleep. That's shield.
Oh, shit.
Now it's protected from us.
He gains 5 extra armor class. Congratulations.
It's the other 5-letter S word on my list. Cast it. 32 points.
This person just knocked the fuck out.
Alright, so that's a thing. You see
I figure if he's a caster, he's weak like me, so
you
this
see
should
the
work.
blue figure that was just kind of barely visible behind the tombstone fall prostrate on the ground, very visible now.
Alright. I'm sheathing my wand, holding up my finger, and I'm gonna come straight up on him, readying a fireball in case he moves.
Can I see him now?
And I'm also calling out, "Got this son of a bitch!"
Oh shit!
I'm gonna take out my rope and tie his hands up so he can't escape.
Jesus,
Like, I'll tie him.
we're like pros here. Kidnapping 101.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to hog tie him up.
Oh jeez,
You're going nowhere!
poor guy.
So, and I'm going to basically search his body to figure out see who he is and what he has on him. So is that a investigation or a perception?
Let's say investigation.
Do I have to roll anything to tie him up? Is that survival? Or athletics?
Do survival. That sounds good. I like that.
I want to. I'll make sure I really get his hands well too, so he can't move them that much at all.
Okay.
Tape his mouth shut.
So, with your investigation check, as far as you can tell, he's not carrying anything other than blue robes. But with your survival check, he's very easily tied up proper.
Gagged.
Make sure he can't move his hands.
Make sure he doesn't move his hands and gag him.
Gag.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, looking at this guy, now that he's laid prostrate on the ground and asleep, you're pretty sure you've never seen this guy before, but there's this kind of like lingering thought in the back of your head that you recognize these robes. Morgan, you specifically, because you have the talent of not forgetting shit, these look almost exactly like the robes that Tim was wearing.
What the hell?
Is it Tim? Because I've seen Tim before.
Yeah, so have I.
It doesn't look like Tim, but it looks just like Tim's robes.
Okay, I want to make sure I wasn't tying up Tim.
Nick is at the docks. I'm going to take over him, and I'm going to look for Tim.
There is no Tim.
Can I cast... Oh, no, I can't cast message through Nick, can I?
Nope.
Shit. Ooh, check his pockets and see if I find that chest, because Tim put it in his chest in his pocket.
Yeah. Okay. Roll investigation again, now knowing what you're looking for. There's a lot of pockets in this robes.
Well, I would remember what pocket he put it in.
You just saw him reach into the robe. You didn't see the pocket.
Oh, true. True, okay. So that's a no. Let's take him, get him to the docks, and meet up with Boring. Because if there's no orcs, then we need to get everybody back in town. And we need to get Marcus taken care of as it is.
Mm.
Is he using some kind of spell right now? This guy? I'm just asking this.
Sorry, connection was bad. So what?
I'm asking just the guys around me if he's using some kind of spell, or if he was using a spell.
Fuck if I know.
Would I be able to tell a natural sense of magic?
Roll Arcana. You don't feel any magic coming off of him.
I don't feel anything now.
Right. Well, I figure I got him like hogtied, so I guess we can just bring him back to the boats then. But I guess there's no reason to leave this place if there's no incoming orcs. This might have just been some kind of ploy to get us out of here.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I want to look at the tombstone he was quote unquote hiding behind and see if there's anything significant.
Okay. Before we do that, I'm going to flip back to Grum real quick. Grum is still trying to drag Marcus.
Uh-huh. Have I made any headway?
You have not. However, as you're sitting there
started
tugging
taking
and
off
tugging and
Marcus's armor.
tugging and tugging and tugging, Marcus starts to come to.
Marcus! Marcus!
He's very groggy. He looks like he's waking up out of a very deep sleep. And for the second time today, looks about as confused as he can get.
Okay, I don't think it's time for nap time.
What in the world happened?
You're sleeping? Like, really well, too. That was impressive.
God damn it. Where'd he go?
Where'd you go? Oh, them? They all ran to the graveyard.
Oh, no. Where'd Tim go?
Tim? I don't know.
Grum.
What?
Grum.
Yeah?
Don't trust Tim.
Well, I never trusted Tim after he, burned me with acid that one time. But,
Grum, he attacked me.
what? Why?
I don't know. He said something about not being caught here, and
Marcus, can you get Bob over to the docks?
yeah, I can do that.
Fails.
Okay.
To the graveyard, running after in the only direction that logically would make sense to them, yeah.
Okay. So you head towards the party. And Marcus kind of gets himself composed a little bit and starts getting Bob up and drug off to the docks. So, back to the party while Grum is running this way. Morgan, you said you were looking at the gravestone?
I was going to check out the tombstone he was at to see if there's anything special about that specific spot, or if he was just using it to hide from us.
If you're just trying to notice general things, roll perception. If you're looking specifically for something, roll investigation.
I'm looking specifically at I'm looking at the tombstone, just to see whose it is.
Okay, perception. Okay, on the tombstone, the name and the date and whatnot are very worn. can't really make out much of what it says. But sitting there and really focusing on it and looking hard at it, you kind of notice that it might say Alexander on it.
Yeah, we need to get him to the docks, get him to Boren, figure out what he's doing here. And I'm kind of looking at the tombstone, kind of like tracing my hands over it. I think this might be Alexander's gravesite.
His gravesite.
Charisma's gonna walk behind where he had originally been. Do I see anything unusual about the tombstone or the ground around it, or that he was like running this way for?
Why would Alexander get a gravesite? He never died.
Roll investigation, charisma.
Does he just have an empty grave right now?
Sorry, it would have been the 4.
You don't notice anything.
Well,
I'm gonna.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Damn, Alexander did go missing, or he never came back. Right?
Correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn to Morgan. It's odd that he has a graveyard or has a gravesite.
Well, if they would assumed he died during the attack and couldn't find a body, they'd still make a memorial, even if it's an empty grave.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, they probably just assumed he's dead.
You guys, don't you think it's funny that he ran for the graveyard instead of the ship if he was wanting to get out of here?
I don't think he wanted to get out of here.
I don't think those orcs were ever real.
I think he was trying something else.
Right, but why here?
That's a fair point.
Yeah, I'm looking around over here. I don't see anything, but this isn't my
I'll look around
specialty.
over there.
What are you looking for, Novak?
Just any kind of signs that the player was here at the around this gravesite. See if anything was like maybe newly dug or.
You don't see anything newly dug. What you do see, however, is a strange indent, notch, groove, however you want to call it, in the back of the gravestone that looks very man-made.
I'm gonna point toward and ask Charisma and Morgan what this is.
Yeah, I told you I'm not very good at seeing things right under my nose. I overlooked it. I don't know.
Morgan will take a look. Investigation?
With him pointing it directly out to you, you wouldn't need investigation to see it. You can roll investigation to try to figure out what it is if you would like.
Yeah.
You have no
Can
fucking
I
clue.
try as
You're
well?
trying to figure out what the hell hole in the back of this he's talking about, even with him pointing it out to you.
Would Novak know what that is?
I doubt it.
Okay.
Can I
I didn't think he would.
try to figure out what it is now that I'm like seeing it?
Sure. You've been around a little bit.
Oh,
of
there
seed
goes.
sort.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I need to turn that off. Sorry.
You
It would have been 14.
look at it, and it kind of reminds you of when you guys put the sword in place in Alexander's
It's like a slot.
dream state.
almost.
It almost looks like a slot of some sort.
does it look like the sword would fit it if I were to go to the fountain and get it?
Do you remember seeing a sword in the fountain in the non-dream state?
Mm.
Yeah, I think that was just.
Yeah, I thought you said that there was like a statue or something like in the water you saw when we came back.
There was a statue.
That doesn't mean parts aren't movable on a statue. That's why I was
The
asking.
statue's like big though, right?
Is what?
You said the statue's like a life-size statue though, right?
Yeah.
And this is like a tiny.
Itty bitty little hole.
Okay.
How, like,
Does the dude have anything on him? If like, I'm gonna turn to Morgan and say, does the dude have anything on him that would fit in here?
He has a shit ton of pockets, not that I've seen. Could I go ahead and roll a check again?
Sure.
Or when he made him sleepy, is there like, I'm gonna look on the ground to see if he dropped anything.
Roll
Okay.
investigation. Both of you.
can I just put my sword in the hole? Like, is it big enough that my longsword might do something?
General width of a long sword. Yeah, you could give it a go if you wanted.
Yeah, I want to just try and just shove mine in there and see what happens.
At about this time, Grum would be showing up to see Ocean stabbing the back of a grave.
Okay.
And Morgan, you don't find anything on the man in blue, but Miss Charisma finds a small stone piece sitting on the ground next to him where he collapsed. Kind of like as he hit the ground, it looks like it might have bounced out of his hand.
Do we know what's gonna happen when we do this?
When you put the sword in the back of the
No idea. Let's do it
I
anyway.
feel like we're finishing his plan.
so kind of wedging the sword in the back of it and kind of wiggling it around, nothing really happens.
That's
Oh, try this! Try this!
Hey,
Try
guys,
this!
don't trust Tim. Tim's bad guy.
Hey, Graham, he's sleeping, tied up, and
Oh,
done
we
for
got
right
this.
now. we know, but thank you. Come help.
I'm gonna take
No.
the
Here, try this.
stone thing and push it into the back of the gravestone slot.
Charisma steps back a little bit so that, you know, if the ground should suddenly open up, she's not going to fall through it. Or, you know, like some weird thing. I'm going to step over behind this one while he's doing that.
Yeah, I'm all the way over here.
Did you try sticking your finger in it?
I put my sword in it. Didn't really do anything.
What happens when he puts the rock that I found in there?
Okay, so examining the rock and examining the groove, you can figure out how to slip it into the slot. As you do,
Uh-oh.
you hear a very sharp click.
Nice.
The gravestone starts to glow.
Oh.
I'm glad I'm over here.
A very dull, light blue glow. And a hum starts to happen, like a vibrating noise. Morgan and Charisma. As this hum and vibrating noise and the blue glow starts to emanate from this, you both feel very dizzy.
I'm gonna stick my fingers in my ears, make my own hum.
Doesn't help.
Damn, I tried.
Let's try.
Morgan's gonna kind of back up, motioning for Novak's right here, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, motioning. Grab him as he's kind of like off balancing, grabbing the stone behind him for support.
I'm still holding the guy.
Oh, you're holding him? Oh, okay.
I got him.
Yeah, just,
I
then
can
I'll just
token though.
back up and like hold on to the other gravestone for support.
Okay, so you are about 10 feet away from the main stone. You're about 10 feet away, you're about 10 feet away, and Grum is very far away. This is fun. Okay. So, as the hum and the light get brighter and brighter, Novak and the man in blue suddenly disappear.
What the?
Okay, so he's clearly going to play with Timmy or the Alexander again. What's going on with the grave?
Is it? Yeah, it's glowing, right?
Yeah,
The
I'm gonna back
glow
up a little bit more.
and the
I'm
hum,
staying right next to it.
the glow and the hum stop. The stone in the back of the grave is gone.
Interesting.
We're almost done. 10 minutes.
Well,
From approaches.
Wait,
I didn't have any tests that covered this. I'm sorry, guys. I got nothing.
are we doing that dream thing again?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna walk over and pinch Grum.
Roll to pinch.
Ow.
Because that was fun the first time we did it.
What am I rolling again? I forget. Dex?
Just general d20. You successfully pinched the fuck out of Grum.
Sweet.
Ow, horse bite! Ow, horse bite! Not fair.
We're awake.
So,
Ran out of questions.
I lost connection there. What, that they disappeared?
Yeah.
They disappeared. Grum asked if we were sleeping. I walked over and pinched him. We're not.
And the stone, the gravestone isn't glowing anymore, and the humming stopped, right?
Yep, and the stone that you guys inserted into the back of the gravestone is gone.
Did anybody try sticking their finger in the hole?
Go ahead.
Does the dizziness thing go away?
It does.
Is it wide enough for a finger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put my finger in there.
Nothing
Why
happens.
There's my back's up again.
Nothing happens. Sorry, Grum. Nothing happens with the finger.
Okay, worth trying.
Huh.
Maybe stick another rock in it?
That's not a bad idea. Can I search this, or like the area sort of around the gravestone and near it for any sort of similar looking stones?
See if maybe it popped out or shot out.
You can certainly try. Roll investigation.
Why not, right?
Why not?
Roll investigate. Can you get advantage since I'm helping? Oh, never mind.
Getting not nat 20.
Doesn't fucking need it.
You look around and scour as much of the graveyard as you feel you need to, and cannot find anything that resembles the stone that was originally placed inside.
Maybe if we, like, just chip a piece of stone off of the other... Grum, just knock the stone over. Do something. I don't know. We've got to find...
Don't
No
break
rack.
the stone. If we break the
Okay.
stone, we're gonna lose our connection.
Can I use a
From puts a pebble in the hole.
divine sense?
Nothing happens. With divine sense,
Just see if I feel any mumbo jumbo.
you can detect some undead underneath you.
Okay, that would make sense. We're in a graveyard. I believe it.
Outside of that, you're not picking up on anything.
Nothing crazy. I should've
Let's
used it sooner.
let's flip over to Novak for a moment.
I'm curious.
So where am I?
Novak,
Meta.
last thing you knew, You are kneeled down in a graveyard next to a very glowy stone, holding on to a man in blue.
Who's hogtied?
Now,
Now?
you are in a very dark space. Your dark vision does not seem to be helping you.
Do I hear anything?
You hear wings, flapping, leathery wings.
Like happy wings?
Probably not.
Is the blue man conscious?
Nope, he's still unconscious.
That's a plus.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is where we are going to call it for the evening.
Oh, come on. Damn.
Well, I feel safe.
Well, Novak, it was nice knowing you.
All right,
Hell,
Build me a statue, people.
absolutely.
ladies
Next
and
to the
gentlemen,
gravestone. Here lay something, we're not really sure.
thank you all for coming and playing in tonight's game. To anyone that is viewing, thank you very much for your support. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy whatever D&D you may play or watching us play. And as always, stay classy.